is ridiculous, said James. Where are my coaches? Thomas should have been ready with them 5 minutes ago.
I'm gonna be very late. This never takes him this long. At least not normally. Just then Sir Topham Hatt came up in his car. James, said Sir Topham Hatt, what are you doing still sitting here? Well, Thomas isn't ready with my coaches yet, replied James, and I'm just anxiously sitting here waiting for him. Okay, well, there's probably an issue that he's dealing with. Oh, look, there he is right now.
Let's ask him where your coaches are. Where what are, sir? Asked Thomas. Oh, James was just looking for his coaches. Yeah, which you should have with you right now. Where are they? Okay, James, I don't know where they are. Okay, I looked in the usual spot and I couldn't find them. Well, I'll leave you to be, said Sir Topham Hatt, and he rolled away. Fine, said James. If you're not going to bring me my coaches, then I'll just get them myself. And he puffed away. Okay, James, whatever you say, said Thomas. Just then, Percy pulled into the station. Oh, hey, Percy, said Thomas. Hey, Thomas, said Percy. What are you doing here? Oh, well, James just stormed off because he was mad that I didn't get his coaches in time. He's going to look for him right now. Oh, okay, said Percy. Just then, Gordon puffed into the station with a goods train. Oh, the indignity, he grumbled. Hey, Gordon, said Thomas. Do you need any help there? What? No, I'm fine, said Gordon. I bet you little engines couldn't pull this goods train any better than me. And he stormed out of the station. Okay, Gordon, said Thomas and Percy. Then Arthur puffed into the station. Oh, hey, guys, said Arthur. Oh, hey, Arthur, said the two engines. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just finishing my jobs. You guys want to go back to Tidmouth Sheds or something? Yeah, sure, said Thomas and Percy, and they all puffed back as one big trio. As they went back to Tidmouth Sheds, they ran into Molly. Oh, hey, Molly, said the three engines. What are you doing sitting here? Oh, I'm just resting at the moment, she said. Oh, okay, they said. Well, have a good rest. And they continued to puff back to Tidmouth Sheds. When they arrived, they saw Sir Topham Hatt in his car. Oh, hey, hello, sir, they said. What is it? Asked Thomas. Oh, well, I'm gonna need you guys to do some extra work tonight, he said. Like what? Asked Thomas. Well, a lot of engines are refusing to do their jobs or asleep at the moment. There's some trains to pull and some cars off the track, so if you could just fix those, then that would be fantastic. Oh, okay, sir, said the engines, and they all puffed away to do the work. Oh, I have such a good engine, said Sir Topham Hatt, and he rolled away. All right, guys, said Thomas, we're going to form a trio tonight. We have a lot of work to do, so we can't have bad things happen to us, like accidents and... Oh, no! Oh, no! The three engines crashed and didn't know what to do. Oh, no, dear, they cried. We're doomed! But just then, Lorry 1 pulled up and saw them. Oh, Lorry 1, said Percy. Hi, Percy. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Arthur, he replied. Do you need help or something? No, we're fine. Yes, we need help, said Thomas. Can you please pull us back on the tracks? Well, I don't normally do this, but sure, I'll help. Why not? I don't really have anything else to do tonight. Oh, thank you, Lorry 1, said Thomas. And one by one, Lorry 1 pulled each of the engines back onto the rails. Oh, thank you, Lorry 1, they said. It's no big deal, said Lorry 1. Anyways, I have to be off now. Bye. Bye. And he rolled away. All right now, said Thomas, let's get to work. And this time, let's be extremely careful. And they set to work. They started by finding an old empty cargo car sitting at the top of one of the bridges. I got it, said Arthur. Percy, could you come help with this? Sure, said Percy. He rolled over to the bottom of the hill. All right, said Percy. I'm ready. Okay, replied Arthur. Here it comes. And he shunted the car down the hill, but he shunted it too hard that it flew off the tracks. Oh, come on, said Percy. I thought we said to keep accidents to a minimum. That's okay, said Thomas. We'll worry about that later. But for now... Oh, wait! Look at that! There's another car off the tracks. I got it, said Thomas, but he accidentally rushed too fast towards the car, smacked it, and became derailed, dangling over the edge of the mountain tunnel. Oh, help! Cried Thomas. I'm on top of the station. I'm dangling over the edge. The station could collapse any second and I could fall. Oh no! Cried Arthur. Don't worry, Thomas. I'm coming. And he raced backwards to help him immediately. Arthur raced as fast as he could. He zoomed around the bend and puffed right up the hill, coupled up to Thomas, and pulled him to safety. However, the car tumbled down off the tracks, but Thomas was safe. Oh, thank you, Arthur, said Thomas thankfully. Oh, no problem, said Arthur. Percy pulled up behind them. Oh, thank goodness you're okay, Thomas, said Percy. But we have to form a different strategy. If we keep carrying on like this, none of the work is going to get done.
Says the one who didn't even rescue me. I mean, thank you for worrying, Percy, but you're my best friend. I understand, Thomas, but I was trying to get the cargo car back on the tracks that you didn't help me with because I was derailed. Okay, whatever. Guys, please, stop arguing. Percy, you just said if we keep carrying on like this, then none of the work is going to get done, so let's get working. Fine, said Percy. Let's do it. I mean, we still need to get that car back on the rails eventually. Oh, you're right, said Thomas. Well, let's just focus on the work we have to do right now. And he puffed away. Are you sure you're feeling okay, Percy? Said Arthur. Yeah, I'm fine, said Percy. I'm just tired. Huh. Just tired, eh? Thomas puffed into the yard, where he found Edward, Annie, and Clarabelle in a predicament. Oh, boy, said Thomas. What happened here? Oh, hi, Thomas, said Edward. I'm glad to see you here. I was racing down that hill and my tender uncoupled from me. It rounded the bend and crashed into Annie and Clarabelle, knocking them off the rails. Oh, that's terrible, said Thomas. Arthur puffed up behind Thomas. Oh, boy, he said. What happened here? Edward, Annie, and Clarabelle got into a little accident, said Thomas. Oh, well, don't worry, Edward, Annie, and Clarabelle, said Arthur. We'll help you get back on the rails. Meanwhile, Percy and Rocky were trying to get the troublesome truck back on the rails. Thanks again, Rocky, said Percy. Anytime, Percy, said Rocky. It's what I'm here for. Just then, Sir Topham Hatt pulled up. Hi, Percy, said Sir Topham Hatt. I need you to go help Thomas and Arthur. They're trying to get Edward, Annie, and Clarabelle back on the tracks. Oh, okay, sir, said Percy. I'll do that in a second. But just then, Arthur pulled up. Percy, we need your help, said Arthur. Annie, Clarabelle, and Edward need help getting back on the tracks. Oh. Well, that was perfect timing, Arthur. Sir Topham Hatt just told me to go help you. Perfect, said Arthur, and the two engines puffed away. Arthur brought Percy to where Edward, Annie, and Clarabelle had crashed. Said Percy. I think I know what we can do here. We'll get you guys back on the tracks in no time. And indeed they did. Pretty soon, they were back on the tracks in no time. Oh, thank you, said Edward, Annie, and Clarabelle. No problem, guys, said Thomas, Percy, and Arthur. Later that night, Arthur was pulling a goods train. Thomas was pulling Annie and Clarabelle, and Percy was shunting cars in the yard. Okay, last train of the night, said Arthur. Let's complete this. But then there was trouble. The goods train was a bit too heavy. Oh dear, he cried. The train's pulling me back! Help! Arthur raced backwards down the hill, but luckily he didn't derail. Whew, cried Arthur. Let's try that again. Arthur pulled the train as hard as he could up the hill, and he made it to the top. Hooray, said Arthur. I've done it. But then there was even more trouble. The truck started to push Arthur down the hill, and he found that he couldn't stop. I can't stop! Somebody, help! Thomas and Percy had finished their jobs, and they were chuffing back to Tidmouth Sheds, when Thomas heard something. Did you hear that? Asked Thomas. Hear what? Asked Percy. I don't know. I just thought I heard someone screaming. Then he heard it again. Help! Who is that? Said Thomas. Oh boy, said Percy. I think it's Arthur. We have to rescue him, said Thomas, and the two engines rushed to go help Arthur. The two engines raced as fast as they could. They pumped their pistons and their axles ached. Okay, said Thomas. I have a plan. I think Arthur's coming this way. I'm gonna puff in front of him, and you're gonna puff in from the back. Thomas puffed right in front of Arthur before he smacked straight into him. Percy quickly swung in from behind and coupled up to Arthur. Thomas and Percy applied their brakes as hard as they could, and they started to slow down the train. And soon enough, Arthur was stopped. Oh my goodness, said Arthur. Thank you two so much. Oh, you're welcome, said Thomas and Percy. We're a team. The three engines were soon back at Tidmouth Sheds, and Sir Topham Hatt came to see them. Thank you for all your hard work tonight, said Sir Topham Hatt. Oh, you're welcome, the three engines said. You shall have the next couple of days off from work. However, I just found out that the diesels weren't doing anything tonight, and they could have helped you easily. Don't worry, I'll get back at them soon. Oh, don't worry, said Thomas. We'll get our revenge soon enough. We will get our revenge.